Moving to Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, it's the realism, the grittiness of the city. You can really feel it more than ever before. It's really allowed us to bring the characters to life in a way more than ever before. And
it looks huge.
It's huge and expansive. That's why it's taken 3.5 years. That's why we're a bit late, but don't tell anyone about that bit. Because we wanted it to be this big epic conclusion. We wanted to deliver the game
so
you guys wanted to play, so we had to take the time to get it right.
It might sound crazy, but I'm happy that this is probably the final and epic conclusion, and I'm happy to hear that, man.
It is.
I want an ending.
Yeah,
I want that. You're gonna get an ending.
See?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want that.
Which, by the way, the trailer that was shown at the Sony press conference, mind-blowing as well.
So that was actually the first 4 minutes of the game.
That's the feeling I got from it.
Yeah, the right intro to the game.
The very beginning.
Yeah, so it's kind of introducing you to, first of all, showing you that a lot of people didn't believe us, the end of Arkham City, that Joker was dead. So so how can we convince people? So we started off with the
cremation scene. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know what was going on there. I thought he was going to start laughing.
And then there was a line of dialogue spoken by, I believe, one of the cops, Jim Gordon. Jim Gordon, and it seemed like a bit of a spoiler, but if I heard correctly. But like you said, this is going to be the last one, and wow, I just keep glancing down at the screen.
I know I can't take my eyes off of it. This is coming out next week, right?
This is
right around the corner. Man, you and I don't have to wait for long. I know.
I've been playing the Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, back on my cast, getting hyped for this release. Oh, look at the cape. Even the cape.
So the great thing we can do, because we're doing a live demo, is what do you guys want to do? We can bring up the most wanted wheel start with bring up the wheel. Here's the wheel. You can select your mission. So we can go after Firefly, go Penguin. We can do some Riddler. We can do some these explosive devices if you want to see some of the battle mode stuff. We have this mystery of these crimes committed around the city. There's a fire crew that have been taken hostage because basically all the supervillains are attacking Gotham in different ways, and then you've got Two-Face attacking the bank. So anything that you guys fancy?
I don't know, man.
Whatever you fancy. It's a smorgasbord.
I'll just spin the wheel and make a deal.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like any one of those things is a win for me.
The wheel omissions.
What do you want to see? Because Firefly intrigued me because I'm not too familiar. That's like a character that hasn't gotten much love in the DC universe.
Yeah,
right?
He was in Origins.
He was in Origins. Okay, yeah, that's right. He was in Origins, right?
Yeah.
Let's go see some Firefly. So the great thing as well about the way the supervillains are attacking the city is you can see here this whole fire station is on fire. You can see that across the whole cityscape. So when Firefly launches these attacks, you'll be able to see the burning building in the horizon and head there to take it.
And the rain, I mean, the weather effects in this, I'm sorry.
I like how you went with the rain.
Yeah. It is. Well,
the rain is so rainful. I mean, it's dropping.
The detail, man. And I was just gonna say, Gotham is just looking better than ever.
I think it would suck to live out there, man. I would do everything I can to get out of this area. Batman I don't know. I think Batman causes more trouble than he actually helps.
There's those theories.
There's a lot of theories, a lot of fan theories.
He, sort of like motivates, his villains to
escalate, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I personally think Batman just lives in Arkham. He's just a guy we're inside of Bruce Wayne's head. Right. I don't think this actually is happening.
Now we're getting deep.
Maybe he owns a lot of property in Bloodhaven, and to drive the price of Bloodhaven up, he just attracts everyone to Gotham.
So what is Batman doing here?
So Firefly's got his jetpack. He's trying to get away from Batman in the Batmobile. And as he's doing that, he's firing these napalm bombs down.
Okay.
You're chasing after him through the city. I guess this shows some of the variation you get with the Batmobile. Some of these chases through, but not just chasing cars, also chasing Firefly on his jetpack. And you have to kind of wear him down. You can see the gauge in the top right-hand corner is how much afterburner he's got for his jetpack. So a bit of... you can see how destructible the environment is as well. So as you smash through bits of the walls and using the afterburner to chase after him. You can see the alarms going on the bank on the right. That's because Two-Face's crew are in there right now robbing that bank. So
wow.
That's what we can go back and do. And that's one of the big things Next Gen gives us, is that ability to have all of this stuff in the city concurrently.
Yeah.
And have
there's just a lot going on. And it looks like it's also alive. You guys do such a good job of creating an atmosphere.
Yeah,
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, you guys bring me in and immerse us in such a way.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're never trying to create the biggest open world game because we kind of see that's a bit pointless. We want to
Yeah.
create something that's absolutely rich with life, teeming
Right.
with life.
Absolutely. And character. Like,
Character and feeling, exactly, because you get these games where they're so huge that you never really get to see the same place twice. And
Yeah.
honestly, all the places are a bit drab when you go there. Like, it feels, the promise is expansive.
oh, snap. I believe
Man.
those were some shots fired out
Yeah,
there.
man, are you having a hard time? Man, I'm having a difficult time not looking at the screen.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
All
like,
I do is I'm
trying
just staring at this the whole time. He's got a lot of third-degree burn, like fifth-degree burns. This guy's in trouble.
Yeah, this is
He
the...
really needs like Neosporin or some oatmeal or something. He's hurting, man.
oatmeal, yeah.
Would you think that would help at his degree burns? I don't know.
Not at all, no.
So it's kind of following actually from Origins, where he had much more of a suit, and in this, the suit's been stripped back. He's pissed after
Right.
it happened in Origins, and he's making like this is the big revenge strike from him. So he remembers that.
Let
That
me
was
ask
a
you
good 10
something.
years ago, but he's back for revenge.
If you got sprayed with Scarecrow's stuff, what would you see? What would be like scary for you? I saw hey, that was like I saw those demons and stuff in that trailer that you guys had the other day. I was like, that's kind of point on. I think I'd be seeing that. Like, I might laugh though. I don't know if it'd be too scary for me.
Yeah, it's a very good question. And actually, for me, like, I'm just the biggest wuss there is. So, like, I'm scared
so
at
you'd be
anything.
like a cockroach.
Anything, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm terrified at anything.
What if somebody got sprayed with it and nothing happened? It's just like real life is dark enough.
That's right, yeah. Everything
Because
else-
Gotham is pretty dark. I don't know what you're gonna pull
is.
on these people
Yeah,
to
yeah.
scare them.
It's amazing that there's civilians still living in Gotham at all.
Yeah.
Like,
Who would want to be there?
I don't know. They like
Gotham's
adventure.
Oh,
actually-
there's got to be free rent, man. You can't even ask people to pay to
low,
live
yeah.
in Gotham. No way.
Well, for the last year, actually, following the events of Arkham City, the city's been a lot, the supervillains have backed off, and they've been planning this event for a year. So for the last year, actually, Gotham's been under a big regeneration. And if you see when we're gliding around, that there's hugely, see in the background there's Wayne Plaza, Wayne International Plaza. The whole city's being rejuvenated. So, so it's a good place to live for the last year.
Okay.
Really?
But what you didn't know is all the supervillains have been planning this huge attack for their revenge on Batman. They're going to absolutely destroy Batman.
Wow.
And
Who knows what else?
the key thing is that they don't really want to kill him. They want to destroy the hope that he gives Gotham.
Sure.
So it's not about just killing him. It's about showing Gotham that there's no escape from there.
Oh,
So
wow.
They want to really destroy everything he stands for.
And so now these parts, this
Is amazing.
yeah, and I was gonna say now these parts have been kind of controversial because they're. I think we should point out that these are unmanned drones.
Yeah, so we're dropping right into kind of the middle of the story here and doing some missions, but when you play through the main story, you'll see very clearly that Batman scans all of these drones and ensures that they're all unmanned drones.
Exactly.
So
he's not killing
he's
people.
not killing people, he's 100% not killing people.
Exactly.
So, yeah, these are unmanned drones, and over the course of the game, these get deployed in the city, so they're not there when you start. You actually see the occupation of Gotham as you play through the main story. And this is the Arkham Knight's drone forces. And you can see that the Batmobile's gone into battle mode, so it allows you to strafe in any different directions, kind of omnidirectional movement. And you can flip to that at any time. Just hold down LT, left trigger, boom, you go from pursuit mode into battle mode instantly.
Wow.
And when you get good at it, just combining those modes, combining ejecting out and gliding and calling the car in, it's great when you start to play, but then you get better and better at sort of combining those and feeling like Batman.
That's exactly what I was just gonna say. The games Asylum and City, you guys have done it like in every game so far. You get introduced to these gadgets one by one.
Yeah.
You learn how to use them, and then as you progress through the game, like you're whipping them out. You're putting foam. You're exploding through the wall. You're grappling up here. You're using your line shot to grapple across, and it really all does just come together to make you feel like. Well, Batman. I was gonna say a legitimate badass, which is of course Batman, of course, yes. The scope, the size of the city is another thing that is just mind blowing.
Yeah, I mean we're about 5 times the size of Arkham City. It's huge.
Oh, wow.
But also it's that richness of every square meter has something to do. Every square meter there's something going on, and everything's handcrafted. We don't use any. Templates to put everything together. Everything you see here has been handcrafted. 3.5 years of our art team to kind of pull this whole thing together. So
it looks it.
That's why it gives it a very different.
You could definitely see the difference.
It has
for that. Yeah.
That arc. Everything feels.
How long? You guys have such an immersive world. How long does it take to write the script for this? I mean, how does that happen? I mean, there's so much going on at any given moment, but there's also an incredible main story.
Yeah. So the script, story in this game, where the main story itself is probably bigger than Asylum and City put together. It's a huge main story. So
Yeah.
if you like those games, you're going to love this. We've gone for something, on City, it was kind of more of an ensemble piece. For this, we wanted to go for something much more personal. So what's kind of ironic about this game is that it's our biggest game, it's an epic conclusion, but it's also the most personal story. And in that way, it's kind of a bit more like Asylum, because that story was much more about Batman and Joker's relationship. This story is about Batman, Scarecrow, the Arkham Knight, the main story, and it focuses on the relationship between those and Batman's allies.
Right.
Sure.
And then the Most Wanted missions are sort of separate missions to that, and all those characters in the Most Wanted missions have their own arc, which is separate to that arc. So it's kind of in a strange way, even though it's so much bigger, it's like Asylum meets City.
Oh, wow.
See what I mean? In a sort of... So...
While you were talking, just really quick, I just want to point out, did you guys notice that Batman went in and Oracle was there?
Yeah.
You can actually talk directly to Oracle, not just through the headset. Yeah, headset there.
Let me ask you about Arkham Knight, right? We don't really see too many new characters get put into the DC universe too often.
Yeah.
How was that? Was there an arduous process? Because that character looks fresh.
He seriously
looks
does.
super cool. And we're in a world where we're still talking about the same characters from the 30s and 50s and 60s. We finally get a new character now. Was that a hard thing to do?
I think, first of all, we didn't want to add a new character for the first 2 games because it sort of felt like, the kid in the sweet shop who doesn't want all the sweets he's been given. He wants the ones he's not allowed to have. And we were like, with so many great characters, this is... Batman's awesome.
The combat is the best. All the stuff we've been talking about, the free flow combat is just, it never stops being thoroughly satisfying.
Stylization for these things, they just flow so well together.
Yeah.
So you have all these great supervillains. So we kind of felt like you don't want to just create them for the sake of creating them.
Right.
You've got to do it. You've got to do it because it's something that's genuinely going to add to the universe. And that was something where we felt that. We had Scarecrow's psychological attack, and we wanted the Arkham Knight to be the counterpoint to that. We didn't feel there was another supervillain that fulfilled that specific role, and we didn't want him to tread on anyone's toes. So it took us 3 games, I guess, in some ways, to kind of get to a point where we felt comfortable enough to say, we feel like we can contribute a new character. I rang up Jeff Johns at DC. We have a great relationship with him, and said, Jeff, we want to do this with this character, and he's like, cool. I'm all behind it. Tell us about it. Tell us what you want to do. And they were, like I say, they've always been a massive supporter of ours, and Jeff was on board right from day one. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm sure when you.
Fresh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure when you show them pictures of concept art of the Arkham Knight, they're just like, oh yeah,
why not?
Put that guy right in there.
Yeah, we'll take him.
Yeah.
We'll have him. Thank you.
Yeah, he looks properly badass. For sure.
Yeah. And here we go with
So here we have people robbing the bank. This is Two-Face's crew robbing the bank. What you need to do, you need to take them all out before they get out with all the money. So it's like a kind of time predator section. You've seen already, Ian's actually playing in the back. Ian, the lead designer, who's playing live as we watch this. He's been using traps in the environment to take people down. So one of the traps he used was activating the electric floor. We've got here a die pack that he can release in this area.
Oh, wow.
Get in here, and if there's anyone in here, like this guy, this poor sucker, is going to get it.
Oh, that's inverted DDT. He learned that move from Sting. I saw that.
He did. I remember that issue where he learned
Sting taught him the Scorpion Death Drop. That's what that was.
One of my favorites. Wow.
So it's like, and the Predator in many ways is much more aggressive than any before because Batman's so much more powerful. But the enemies have also upped their game. They deploy sentry guns if they see you're doing too many takedowns in a particular area. The Arkham Knight actually studies the way you play, so he'll tell his guys to buddy up if he sees you doing silent takedowns. If he sees you using the ledges too much, he'll tell his guys to search the ledges, bomb the floor grates. So the way you play, the enemies dynamically change.
Oh,
then
wow.
you have to change and stop, So as they deploy sentry guns, you can see they're busy deploying them. While they're doing that, you can set other traps, and sort of it's constantly manipulating, constantly changing more than it ever was before.
That is mind-blowing. There's nothing bad here. I'm not seeing a single thing where I'm just like,